The last week's been the remotest week of the challenge so far, so it's not been without challenges. If you're working in really remote spots like Mongolia, the Gobi Desert.
I think that's pretty much one of the lowest points that I've seen him at, which is just a bit, it's not very nice to see really. He's, I think he really struggled with that.
Mark's had a cough for a couple of weeks. He was having to go through a lot of dirt roads and smog and big trucks which were just chucking out loads of fumes. So he got a bit chesty. He was really reluctant to take antibiotics. For me it's just going on for too long, so he just took a bit of convincing to get him to go on a course of antibiotics. So he's on day 4 of antibiotics now and he's starting to clear up a little bit. Irritating, and if he's not being efficient breathing wise, it's going to affect him on the bike. So
big climb around Lake Baikal was much tougher than I expected. I knew it was going to be punchy, but completely underestimated it. You know, with this amount of fatigue in the legs, is 10 times tougher. You just crawl up the hills. It's just a bit of a mind game. Every time I came over a horizon, you know, seeing that I wasn't quite at the top, or you'd do a cracking descent and you'd drop down 100, 150 meters, thinking that was it, and then it just reared up around the corner. My legs felt absolutely stripped at the end of that day. The crossing into Mongolia was pretty frustrating. I mean, I think the Russians treat the road on their side as just a little side road. You know, it was getting dug up, construction road, terrible quality. I mean, I'd pretty much had, 50 miles of mountain biking over dirt roads. I lost a ton of time. And then being stuck on a border for 2 hours, which wasn't unexpected, but, when I stopped, I just cracked up. But, yeah, it's the full extreme. It's the full extreme of emotions and experiences, and that's kind of why I'm doing this.
It's beautiful. Getting into Mongolia, it's a lot quieter. It's really, nice and rolling, big, vast landscapes, but the road itself is really bumpy for him. And when it's bumpy like that, it just takes it out of him. His feet are really sore. He's really bruised through his hands if he's on the hoods. If he's down on the aeros, then he takes a lot of the jarring through his neck. So he came in on that break not in the best of ways. A bit difficult to see him like that.
End of day 25. What a contrast to yesterday, and more importantly, a third of the way around the world.
Good job, man.
45.
That is some day.
That's awesome. Thanks up for yesterday.
It all comes together.
Yeah.
So another drama to add to the series. So we're just coming up to the border, and there's been a closure on the road, main road. So diverted onto a dirt track, well, basically sand track. And of course our RV, it got quite deep sand, and we were trying to keep the acceleration up and it basically just got stuck. So deep sand, so once again on the belly, digging out. Thankfully it's sand, not deep mud. Total team effort. But the Prada, so the media van, got the mats out of the back of that, put them in the front. Alex had a really smart idea of getting the bike lock, so we had no way of setting up a tow between the media vehicle and the RV. So he got the bike lock, which was perfect. Thankfully it took a lot of torque and it didn't snap. So set that up off the front, and then team effort, coordinated effort, which meant eating a load of sand. But we got out. So every day is another challenge. Happy days.
Yeah, China's not been kind to us so far. Massive headwind, the biggest battle I've had so far since Paris. Absolutely battled.
So what it was like in the bike heading into it, I can only imagine.
I was down at like 15, 16 kilometres an hour.
Incredible.
But I had to do this late stint. I knew we'd run over because it took 2 hours to cross the border this morning, which was fair enough. I started riding at 9:30ish, and 190 miles took till midnight, which is crazy. And but I had to do that, otherwise there's no way we'd catch the flight tomorrow. It'll still be a battle, but hopefully that wind will die in the night. We'll see.
I really felt for the media team this last week. Always chasing connection. They've got pressures on them to get the stats, sent off to South Africa every night to be sent wherever. They've got their wrap-ups to do. They've loads and loads of roles, and it all relies on connectivity. If they can't get it, it's a stressful time for them. I really felt for them.
It's been very remote. We've had very little direct internet. It's been quite hard to work out comms sometimes. Different SIMs, different cards, some phones work better than others. But again, we, you know, as I say, we've managed to work our way around it and work different ways of communicating. We went from WhatsApp to texting to, you know, shouting at each other through vehicle windows and stuff, you know. So this is what's been good. The team's gelled to keep flowing forwards with the minimum amount of grief and hassle. Yeah, we're here. We've done it.
I'm cycling the last kilometre to Bad Lang and the Great Wall of China. This is the end of leg 1. There you go, the sun's setting behind me. It's 7:10 at night. 6,675 miles from Paris in 28 days. So I think that's about 238 miles a day average. I'll take that. And yeah, what a finale through China. It's been awesome. My greatest hope was to stay on target for leg 1, but I was willing to accept that with all the logistics and tricky border crossings and unknowns, I might be chasing time heading into leg 2. So to be bang on target, exciting. I think my support team's stuck in traffic somewhere behind me, so it's nice just to have a little moment and appreciate that I'm a long way from Paris. Thanks for all the support, everyone.